It's a big question, and a lot depends on it. Should I appeal my PIP decision? After all, PIP, what can you say? You're talking about the government. You're just nothing, really. You're just a person. They're PIP. They're the government. And I haven't Googled it. You get a wee warning in there, you've got to. If you appeal your PIP decision and maybe you're in standard PIP and you feel that you should be in enhanced, you're not going to bother appealing because, you've Googled it and it says, oh, be lucky for what you've got. Accept it. Don't appeal. You could end up getting nothing. I'll tell you something now. My son's in PIP. He suffers from depression, panic disorders, anxiety, and he can't really leave the house. He can't walk at all or go out shopping or anything like that. So I said, bugger it, I'm going to appeal. So I appealed the thing, and I ended up at this place in town in Belfast, and I got inside and I was waiting on my appointment, and there were three other people there, and I looked around and I noticed there was a girl with her mother, and they were actually being represented by a solicitor. And I'm sort of thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, they never arrived here with a solicitor. The only person representing my son is myself. So it was really, really daunting. And I think that's what puts people off appealing a PIP decision. But I'm a stubborn bugger, so I wasn't going to be put off. So I walked into the room, and I felt like a child back at grammar school. There were three people sitting on this sort of long bench, and in the middle of the bench there was a judge. Oh my God, you'd know he was a judge. He was a judge. And to the left of him was, I suppose you would say, a health worker, an elderly health worker. And she actually turned out to be a nice woman. And to the right of him, there was a nurse. So that was the panel: a judge, a health worker, and a nurse. And the appeal took an hour, so it did. And I swear to God, it was the longest hour of my life. If you're not really articulate or anything like that, don't go to one of those appeals, because that's what you're going to get in the appeal: a three-person panel, which will be made up. There's a judge definitely going to be there. The judge is the person that actually will question you. Then there's the nurse, and then there's the health worker. So I'm there for an hour, and the judge is sort of asking me questions. And, some people will say they're trick questions. They're not trick questions. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there to find out the truth. I told them that the fact that, my son sort of lives at home, and they sort of asked, he got no points for that, can he cook or can he prepare meals and all that, and I am sort of there and I'm saying, look, my son can't cook, I actually keep the kitchen locked so that he's nowhere near the cooker, because he's an absolute hazard. So he is, and I explained that to him, and funny enough, as I was sitting there watching these three people, I could see that they were genuinely interested. And then the old woman who was the healthcare worker, she asked me a lot of questions about my son. And, she wasn't faking or anything. She was genuinely interested. And it's the same with the nurse, although she tended to ask medical questions. And anyway, I actually thought it went terrible, to be quite honest. The judge, I mean, he was a judge, like he was a strict person, but I wouldn't say he was uncurrent, but he was very, very dominant in the whole conversation with the four of us there. I mean, he seemed to appear the main figurehead. So when I actually left the appeal, I actually thought I didn't win the appeal, even though I had put across everything where I didn't get the points, where I should have got the points. But anyway, 3 weeks later, I was in work, and my son rang me, and he said the letter would come through the door, the decision of the appeal. So it turned out that he actually got awarded the enhanced living money, but he got the standard disability. Now, the thing that annoys me about the standard disability is he only missed out on the full disability by 2 points. 2 points. And that was the last question, whereas can he walk 50 yards, 100 yards, 200 yards? And I said, no, he can't walk. He's got a severe panic disorder. And, even if they had put down that he couldn't walk for, the very least one, he would have got 2 points. And that's what he failed by. He failed by 2 points. It just seemed to me, and I'm not saying anything, that as if the government are cheating us or anything, but I just, if they had have turned around and said the very least one, he couldn't walk, the very longest distance, he would have got the 2 points, and he would have got the full, disability allowance, as well as the daily living allowance. But they didn't bother. They gave him 0 for that. How can 3 strangers turn round and say that someone can't walk 250 yards? Really? How can they say that? If someone has severe panic disorder, I don't know if any out there have had severe panic disorder. I had it when I was in my teens. It really, really hits you hard. You cannot walk any distance at all. But they're turning around and they're saying, we can. How the hell do they know he can walk that distance? It's just totally unbelievable. These people that are doing the PIP, they should be sort of reviewed like a referee in football. But, at the end of the day, I got the enhanced daily living, and I got the disability one, but I didn't get enhanced. But it was by 2 points. And I don't know, but even to this day, I still think they held those 2 points back. And they knew if they had to give those 2 points, I would have got the enhanced. And it just seems to me like they were, I don't know, do they have to sort of give a budget in that? I really don't know. All I do know is there were no lies told. He cannot walk 250 yards, and that's a fact. I know that. He knows that. They know he doesn't. How do they know he doesn't? They know nothing at all. They're not even medical professionals, but in all other things, they were fair. So if you get turned down by PIP, do appeal, and don't be afraid to go in front of 3 people, because it's not that bad, and they are quite fair overall. And I found the older one quite sympathetic. The judge, he's a judge, but at the end of the day, I was quite surprised. I won the appeal, and I was quite happy with it. So if you've been turned down, I can only suggest appeal it. What have you got to lose? Nothing. What have you got to win? A lot. I won it. Why can't you? I'm not the smartest. I just put down the facts. I turned up at the appeal, and I told them what I thought, and I told them the honest truth, and I ended up winning. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel because I'll be talking things similar to this, and I would like your views on what I say. Thanks very much. Take care, and if you're appealing for Pip, or if you're applying for Pip, I hope you get it, because if you deserve it, you will get it. Thank you.